Hello, pro wrestling fans, and welcome back to Squared Circle Speak, the only YouTube podcast that does what we want. I lost the train of thought. I am Ryan. With me, as always, is Nathan, and it is Monday, which means it's time to talk the week in WWE. Obviously, we're going to start with Monday Night Raw. Raw is War, Monday Night Raw, whatever you want to call it. Uh, yeah, let's get into this, Nathan. What did you think?
Pretty sure it hasn't been called. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it hasn't been called Monday Night War or whatever the hell you just said in like 20 years. But okay.
Raw is War, spelled backwards. All right. Let's get into this. What did you think of Monday Night Raw this week, Nathan? Raw was in the Nutter Center. Makes
Well, that was a random fact. I thought Raw was pretty good. I think I don't know the Bray Wyatt or the Bo Dallas thing. Yeah, Eric Rowan. Now I'm like, God dang it! Now we're gonna get like 5 more of these with the other guys explaining, and I'm not sure where they're going with that. We'll have to talk about that in a minute. The Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley stuff was pretty good.
took over the
I
whole
like
show,
how
basically.
it was basically the whole show, and I like how it did that. It played out through the whole show, and I also liked how he came down with the Rose and almost exactly like how Eddie Guerrero did with China way back in the day. It was very similar.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I got a giggle out of that. But overall, yeah, the show was pretty good. I thought it went by pretty quick, and I didn't have too many quarrels about it. We finally got Chad Gable with the Creeds.
Yep.
So that was cool. What do you think? Was it a good show for you, or do you think there was a couple of low lights in there?
The show was pretty good. Like you said, the Rhea Ripley Dominic Judgment Day thing that went on throughout the whole show was very Attitude Era esque, where one thing kind of dominates the whole show, which is what they did a lot during the Attitude Era. Which I think once we get back to Netflix, we're gonna see more of the storytelling kind of stuff. That we did. Is it gonna stay 3 hours when it goes to Netflix? Because I really don't want it to.
I I would think it wouldn't. The rumor I've heard is that it's gonna go 2 hours, and SmackDown might go 3 hours.
Ugh.
So that'll be interesting.
Anyway, yeah. But I did like that we had storylines progress throughout this whole show. We started off the show with Rhea, Dominic, and Liv. Rhea basically accuses Liv, and now Dominic was kind of stuck in the middle between both of them. And then Dominic tried to give Rhea a black rose, and she turned it down. Later in the show, though, she did say, I don't belong to you. You belong to me. And then she gave Dominic the black rose. So we kind of have a power dynamic here of Rhea basically being in charge. Sheamus took on Bronson Reed, with Sheamus getting the win. After the match, though, Pete Dunne came in, took out Reed, and then he takes out Sheamus too. So is the tag team with Tyler Bate over?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It could be good for Tyler Bate, could be bad for Tyler Bate here, Ryan. Triple H seems to like Tyler Bate. I would think he wouldn't get lost in the shuffle when this happens, but you never know. And I like heel Pete Dunne way better than face Pete Dunne, so I'm cool with this. But yeah, they're definitely gonna have to get some more tag teams up in here. Maybe rumor is that Motor City Machine Guns might be signed. I mean, they're old as hell, but they might be signing with WWE. If they do, I would put them on main. I wouldn't put them in
Oh, they're definitely being main roster. I have a
NXT.
hot take that I'm going to propose right here, since you mentioned the Motor City Machine Guns. I was going to do this later in the show. Next week on SmackDown, they are having or this week on SmackDown, they're having a gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for DIY's tie championships. I think DIY debut in that gauntlet match.
Okay.
I think they debut in that gauntlet match and they
You
win
mean
it.
Motor City Machine Gun?
At SummerSlam, we're going to get DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns and what should be a fantastic title match. That's what I'm thinking. A hot take.
That's your hot take. I think you're wrong. Just because DIY took so long to get those belts. I don't. Huh?
All right, fuck you.
Well, DIY took so long to get those belts, man. They ain't gonna give them
They're
somebody
not
else
going
right
to
away.
lose. Motor City Machine Guns are going to win the titles.
That's what you said.
They're having a gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders.
Yeah, but then you said that they would go to SummerSlam. DIY.
I didn't say they'd beat them. I said they'd have a match.
Oh, okay. So DIY. So Motor City Machine Guns lose their first. Either way, it doesn't sound very good, Ryan.
Yeah, they're Motor City Machine Guns. They're there to have good matches. Anyway, we had Zelina Vega take on the returning Sonya Deville. This was a 1-minute match. Wow. Sonya beat Zelina very quickly here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say about that, but I mean, Shayna did get involved. But yeah. It was very weird to have her get beat that quickly. Afterwards, Lyra, Katana, and Caden came in to make the save. We had a Damian Priest and Gunther championship segment here where they went back and forth. What do you think of this? I think Gunther held his own on the mic here. I think a lot of people think Gunther is not very good in the ring, or in the mic, but I think he did pretty good here.
Well, he did good, but boy, oh boy, he said some stuff that some people took a little the wrong way here, Ryan.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely made him more of a heel than he was, that's for sure. But yeah, that got a little racy there for a little bit. Yeah, but
he called him street trash, but you know,
no, yeah, he said that, but it was the whole basically insinuating that a certain type of people don't want to go out and get jobs and stuff, and it was like,
well,
that was a little something. But you know, it definitely made him a heel, so got the job done. Where do you think this goes, Ryan? I'm pretty sure Gunther's going to beat him, but you never know.
I think Gunther beats him due to Finn Balor costing Priest the match. Priest turns face, and then they do Priest and Finn for a while. But I think that's where it's heading. I don't know who Gunther would face then.
Right.
You got Punk and Rollins and other people on the roster he could go against. So, but yeah, I think I think Gunther's technically really gonna win this one. If they don't, it's gonna be weird.
It definitely would be. So let's get into it here, Ryan. What did you think about the Bo Dallas thing and the Eric Rowan stuff?
The Eric Rowan interview was another one of those personal interviews where he talked about how he's lost people, he's lost family members, and his brothers were dying. But then he said, he said something about he reached out to me, he pulled me out, and now I have a purpose to help those like myself. So is he Bo Dallas? Is that what they were insinuating, I guess?
I am not sure. I am not sure. All I know is I really don't want to sit through a bunch of these. I get that it's easy TV and it's easy to be like, hey, look, we got a bunch of, but god dang it. Like we said before, I really don't like this slow burn. At least Bo Dallas got beat up a little bit, but even when he got beat up, he's laughing and he didn't look like it didn't make him look strong. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So Chad Gable comes out a little bit after that interview is aired, and he says, "Hey guys, I've cracked the case. I know who Uncle Howdy is. It is in fact Bo Dallas. And he says, he calls him out. So Bo comes out. The Creed brothers attack Bo Dallas. They just destroy the hell out of him. Like you said, Bo Dallas is laughing the whole time. Uh, he laughs in the corner, and then the lights go out. And I think that's why he was laughing. I think it was a situation where Bo Dallas knew they fucked up. And Bo Dallas was laughing because he knew the rest of the Wyatt Six were there. They make their way down to the ring. Gable and the Creeds retreat, and then Dallas poses with the Wyatt Six to end the segment. So I don't know. I mean, Bo Dallas, got his ass kicked, but you know, I guess we'll see where it's going. I don't know. Is it going to be Bo Dallas versus Chad Gable? Like that's such a weird. I still don't know why they're targeting Chad Gable. Like we still have not had an explanation why Chad Gable is the one they're going after. He had never had any sort of affiliation with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't
don't.
know. I don't get this. I don't know where we're going with this.
I don't either. They better do a damn good job of explaining, and I don't know if this is going to help either one of these guys out. They got to do a really good, make a really good story out of this. That's for sure.
All right. So then we had also on the show, we had Adam Pearce and Drew McIntyre's little segment. Basically this whole thing was him trying to get Drew to apologize. And he said, I need you to apologize to the referees that you beat up. And then Drew McIntyre said, no. He goes, I'm not apologizing after they've screwed me. They screwed me with
Yeah. Why did he say
WrestleMania.
no?
They screwed me
I
in
don't get it.
Scotland. They screwed me at Money in the Bank. He's like, no. He's like, these referees, I don't deserve it. Which, again, he's kind of justified. Like, he's kind of justified with
True.
the thing here. So then Pierce says, all right, you know what? Fine. You're still suspended. And then, Seth Rollins comes out and they brawl. So, okay. So he's still suspended. I think what's going to happen is CM Punk's going to get cleared, and then he's going to be like, all right, you know what? I don't care if you suspended him, whatever. Put us in. I want him in a match. You could make it because I like to do those non-sanctioned match. Make it non-sanctioned, and let's have us wrestle at SummerSlam. I don't know where we're going. Again, if he's still suspended, how are they going to do McIntyre and Punk? So, that was
They
weird.
didn't say how long he was. Didn't
No,
say how long he was going to be suspended.
no, he's still suspended. So he didn't say how long though. Then Jey Uso beat Dominic Mysterio. And then our main event was Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Pretty good match here, but it did end via disqualification because Braun Breaker runs out and spears Dragunov. And then Zayn and Breaker get into it. Breaker tosses him, hits the spear, and stands over Zayn as the show goes off the air. So Braun Breaker looks strong here. I assume we're getting a rematch between Breaker and Zayn at SummerSlam for the title. I would assume that's the direction we're going. So we'll see what happens there. But that was that was Raw. Over on
Overall,
NXT,
like I said, not bad.
yeah, over on NXT, we had our featured NXT stuff because the Rascals are back. Trey Miguel, Wesley, and Zachary Wentz versus Gallus in a 6-man tag team match kicked off the show. It was a pretty good match. Joe Hendry ends up coming out, joining the commentary team. And then the Rascals end up getting the win here.
Yeah,
Rascals look pretty good. They did
they did. Where do you think this goes, Ryan, with this partnership? Because the crowd's going to kind of get used to some of these guys or want to get used to them. And if they all leave when their contract's up, what does that do for TNA?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm not sure what they do. It's gonna be weird seeing. I assume it's gonna just continue for a while. I guess. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's getting eyeballs on TNA's show doing this partnership.
Hey, Ron. It,
But yeah, I assume this partnership's gonna go on for a while. I don't see it ending anytime soon. And I guess it's where I don't know if TNA is getting much benefit from it. I don't know if their ratings are going up or if their pay-per-view numbers are going up. It's hard to find their show, so I don't know how well it's
right.
helping them. But at least it's getting the name out there and people are seeing more TNA. So we'll see if it goes, if it ever moves up to a main roster partnership or anything. I don't know. So we'll see. It's different. We had Joe Henry do a promo on this show as well. Roxanne Perez and Thea Hale had a segment with, I guess Thea Hale is going to be the next person to get a title shot. So that's interesting. I'm not sure what she's done to deserve it, but sure. Like I don't know exactly what Thea Hale's done lately to earn a title shot, but cool. Javon Evans took on Brooks Jensen. This was Jensen's big return to the ring. And he loses. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how I felt about that one either.
Jensen ended up attacking him from behind, and then Briggs had to restrain him. So I guess I still don't know what the gimmick is here for Brooks, and I don't know exactly where we're heading with this. Uh, he's fine in the ring. I don't know.
Right.
So I guess Damon Kemp is killed off because they talked about it this week. Um, Charlie Dempsey interrupted Tony D'Angelo's card game, and then Tony D'Angelo was telling how impressed he was that they got rid of Damon Kemp. And then Ren Sinclair showed up and said she's a prime witness and saw what happened in the parking lot. So, what the fuck? Ethan Page defended the NXT Championship against Dante Chin. Ethan Page gets the win with the Ego's Edge. Oro Mensa attacked him from behind. They start brawling everywhere, and Oro Mensa ends up with the upper hand after this. So,
Right.
Tatum
Would you
Pack.
had
Oh, go
I feel like I don't know. What do you think? I feel like where is Noam Dar, by the way?
I guess he's injured.
That sucks.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that match with Jamal Evans and Jensen was just I don't know what it was okay. Jensen's not he's still not great, Brian, and now he has no ring attire. I just I don't know. I don't see it in him. And then and then like you said, we got do you think Oro Menza is gonna get this title match? Because that's a weird title match for Ethan Page.
yeah. Uh, it's very weird to see Oro Mensa versus Ethan Page, but I don't know if it'll be at the next pay per view. I guess the next one's No Mercy, which will take place in September. Um, and so God, I can't see Oro Mensa main eventing a pay per view. I mean, I guess they could. I still think Trick's gonna have to get a title shot or a rematch at some point. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do it on like an episode of Raw of not NXT or something. Maybe once they go to like CW, that'll be their main event or something. Tatum Paxley beat Izzy Dame. Lola Vice beat Jazz JC Jane. Uh, the OC, the OTM had a 6-person mixed tag team match with the OC picking up the victory. And the main event was Oba Femi versus Duke Hudson for the NXT North American Championship. Two big buckers, uh, beating the fuck out of each other in this match. Uh, Femi gets the win. Then after the match, Brooks Jensen challenges Josh Briggs to a no disqualification match as the show goes off the air. So we're
Right.
now finally gonna blow those two off. I mean, they freaking have been broken up for about a long time now. It's like
Yeah, the whole thing is weird. I don't know.
NXT
I don't know.
wasn't very
Neither one
great this
of those guys. No, no, it was not. And how long do you think they're going to wait to debut? I mean, Julia might be injured. I don't know if that's
well, she just
why she
wrestled.
hasn't been.
She just wrestled,
Okay.
so she can't be too
Yeah,
injured.
true. So I mean, because now you got her and you have.
Stephanie McClure and
Uh,
that Delta chick. All three they're gonna
well,
have to
yeah,
debut soon.
but the Delta chick, Delta, I feel like is Delta. I feel like is she is kind of she's lesser known, and I don't think they have to bring her in right away.
She's
You know what
only
I
been
mean?
wrestling for 4 years, so
Yeah, I don't. But the other two, they've already had them on screen. Like we've seen Julia in the crowd, and now it was all over their WWE social media about the Stephanie Vakurchik in Mexico City, and she even won a match or something. And it's like, okay, you're gonna have to bring them up, both of them up, really soon because the people are going to be wondering where the hell they are.
yeah.
But you have all these other chicks too, so yeah, NXT was an okay show, but overall, it was not. It wasn't great. I feel like they're kind of don't really know where they want to go with some of these storylines, and especially with like Trick Williams because he's not. I think they found out that he's not. Maybe not be ready for that spotlight, and I don't know. I think also some people being injured, like if Noam Dar is hurt, that kind of hurts their storylines too. But they definitely need to get some fresh faces. Maybe that's why they're bringing all these TNA guys, Ryan. But like I said, if you bring them in and have them win a bunch of matches, the crowd's going to expect them to stick around.
Yeah. I don't know. They have a lot of talent down there and, a lot waiting in the wings to debut. So,
Yeah, and speaking of this, I guess we'll go ahead and talk about this real quick because it deals with these NXT guys. Uh, the Quarter Catch Crew had a 6-man tag team match uh at Slammiversary, and they didn't do too bad. There was a couple of little mess ups, but Tavion Heights and what's the other guy? Miles Bourne. I am really shocked I got both those names right, by the way. But they both look decent. They got a lot more ring time in this match than they ever have on NXT. So I mean that worked out for them with this working agreement. And Charlie Dempsey basically carried that whole match on his side. Like he carried it for most of and but yeah, the Rascals ended up getting the win. But yeah, they got some really good experience doing this. And also because he's been on NXT a lot, Joe Hendry pinned Moose to eliminate Moose out of that match for the world title. So, and Dolph Ziggler ended up becoming the TNA World Champion on this show, Ryan. So, interesting stuff. But yeah, so I figured I'd throw that in there since we are talking NXT and TNA. They're kind of working together.
all right.
No, no other
What's
NXT prizes, by the way, on that show. That was it.
well, there may have been more, but the AT&T shutdown kind of did a lot of damage to people trying to travel. So There was a lot of people. Jordan Grace said there was supposed to be more people that showed up and more surprises, but with the outage, it kind of screwed everything up, apparently. So yeah, AT&T being down kind of screwed up a bunch of flights and people couldn't get there, and travel was an issue for everyone in wrestling over the weekend. So kind of sucks. All right, let's get over to SmackDown. Uh, Cody Rhodes kicked the show off talking about Randy Orton, watching the bloodline put him through a table. He was interrupted by Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Uh, why? I don't know. But then Cody got into a brawl with him. Some boxing guy gave Cody a steel chair. Cody hit him with chair shots, and then yeah, Cody was. And then Nick Aldis, Cody says he wants to fight A-Town Down Under by himself. Nick Aldis says, "I get that, but you need to find a tag team partner."
Right.
Carmelo and Andrade had a really good match. With Andrade getting the win again, Carmelo does good in these matches, and he comes close, but he just does not get the win. That seems to be his thing in on the face roster right now. He hangs with the guys, but he just can't beat them.
True.
We had a Bailey and Nia Jax interview where they went back and forth, talking about SummerSlam and who's gonna win, yada yada yada. Bianca Belair beat Chelsea Green. Logan Paul and LA Knight had their contract signing. They talked about what's going to happen at SummerSlam, going back and forth. This was pretty good, though, because LA Knight and Logan Paul both had some pretty good zingers at one another. Logan Paul called him that you're pretending to be The Rock, which was hilarious. LA Knight said, called him out saying that your whole family's a fraud. You're a fraud as a champion. Your brother's a fraud. So it was pretty good back and forth between them. Felt pretty real, and it was pretty, so pretty crazy. They actually got into it at the end. Tiffany Stratton took on Michin. Michin got the win after Bailey distracted her by destroying Tiffany Stratton's Money in the Bank briefcase. Bailey grabbed it, and then she hit Jackson with the briefcase, and then she destroyed it, allowing Michin to roll up Stratton to get the win.
Yep, it's going to be, I think, one of those typical, depending on how long she holds this briefcase. You would think, though, with Triple H, it'd be a little different, so maybe not, but it feels like it might be one of those typical, you win the briefcase, you're going to lose a lot until you get to cash it in.
Yeah, maybe. I think this is just a way to get her she's going to have like a brand new briefcase, and it's going to be all pink and blinged out, I think.
Oh, yeah, they'll definitely do that.
That was the point of this, I think. Man, we'll see. Solo cut a promo. Talking about Cody. And then Cody Rhodes took on A-Town Down Under. He found a partner. He showed up late, but it was Kevin Owens. Owens is there. Owens is his tag team partner, and Owens and Cody get the win. But then obviously the bloodline comes in. Fatu throws Rhodes into the ring steps. Owens tries to fight back, but Fatu hits him with a super kick, headbutts. They do running hip attacks. Solo and Tama Tonga make Rhodes watch as Fatu hits the diving headbutt, and then they put Rhodes with the power bomb through the table. They wrap a chair around Owens' neck, driving him neck first into the steel ring post, and then they put the Ula Fala over Solo's head and stand tall as the show goes off the air. So now Rhodes has nobody left.
Yeah.
He's going to have to take on the bloodline all by himself.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
Yes.
Do you think? Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to move on, but if you got something to say.
Do you think that Jimmy Uso comes back?
Yes. I do think Jimmy Uso comes out at SummerSlam and helps.
I think What about Roman Reigns?
Because that would be
It is their
Roman
second biggest show of the year.
Roman might be an if. I don't know if Roman's coming back. Um, I don't know about Roman. Uh, somebody it could. It is SummerSlam. You know, a couple years ago we had John Cena return at SummerSlam, and so SummerSlam is a big thing, and they could pull out all the stops, but he hasn't been out that long, and so I don't know. It would be crazy to see him come back, but it does make sense if they're taking out all Cody's allies that Roman and Jay come back. But then you're gonna have to build with those two for a while till we get. I mean, Roman's not gonna wrestle all the time, so is he gonna come back now and then not wrestle again until Survivor Series?
right. That
Well,
would be
they do have Night of Champions at that's the same month though. So I mean, they do have another Saudi show, but that's the same month, so we'd still be till November till he wrestles. So
yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. We'll see where we get. I would love to see Roman come back, but I just don't know if he's coming back yet. I think Jimmy comes back now, and then Roman comes back sometime later.
Okay.
Let's get to some news. Some contract news in the WWE. Where apparently Hikuleo has now officially joined the WWE. It's been rumored for a long time.
Right.
But he is apparently officially on the roster now. So we'll see if he ends up showing up sometime soon. And joining this new bloodline, I guess. I would assume that's where he's going to end up being.
Yeah, it's like how many people do they need though? God dang.
Yeah. As you said, it's been heavily rumored and reported that the Motor City Machine Guns have signed with WWE. At least if they haven't officially signed, they are going to sign.
So are these guys going to wrestle till they're 50 or what?
It's just what everybody does now, man.
Yeah.
We have an update. You talked about all the women, Nathan. Apparently, this is somebody else. I had never heard of this chick. It's Riho, but it's not the same Riho that's in AEW. It's RHIO. I have never heard of this girl. Apparently, they had her into the Performance Center for a tryout. And the rumors were that she had signed, but now it's saying that she has not been offered a deal just yet. She said that she's from UK, and she does have a visa ready in case it does happen, but you know, they apparently have not offered her a contract just yet. But
Right.
it could happen anytime now. They've obviously, like you said, we've got Delta, Julia, and Stephanie Vacour all coming in soon. And so, you know, maybe they're going to offer a contract in a couple months after they get all these other people in. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's another woman apparently coming into WWE.
They're going to have to call a lot of women up, and then a lot of women on the main roster are going to have to retire or something. Something's got to give.
And then also in contract news, reportedly Bobby Lashley's contract is up in the next month or two. And it reportedly by Fightful internally, he has been removed from their internal roster.
Well,
So
I mean, he hasn't been used, obviously.
he's
So
only wrestled 5 matches all year. So
yeah, something's definitely going on. He is up there in age. So that could have something to do with it, but I think he really wanted to do that faction with you know what I'm talking about.
the Street Profits.
No, that's not the one he wanted. He wanted the other faction.
You
With
mean the Hurt Business?
yes, the Hurt Business. He wanted the Hurt Business, and I don't know what it is about that, but I feel like he hasn't been the same since. And I don't know, maybe they can't come to terms, right? And maybe he is on his way out. And maybe he doesn't really see himself having really an opportunity there. Because really he hasn't he should be. He should be one of the main people going after the freaking WWE title on SmackDown. But
Yeah.
for some reason, he's not, and I don't understand it. So if he leaves, I can understand why, on his perspective. And that might be it for Bobby Lashley too. I mean, he's like I said, he's up there in age. Does he really want to go back down to wrestle somewhere else? And definitely, I don't.
According to
see
people close to him, rumors are that people close to him said he does continue wrestling, or he could return to MMA.
Oh, don't do that, Bobby.
So
he's too old for that. Forget. Ugh.
I really don't know where he could go in the world of wrestling. I mean, AEW would probably pick him up, but I just don't see.
I was gonna say that's the obvious answer, but they wouldn't use him either.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
And then other last thing here, GCW has another blood sport coming up this Sunday. 3 WWE superstars will be appearing on the card this one. Right. Shayna Baszler, Brutus Creed, and Charlie Dempsey will all be wrestling or fighting at this thing. So
interesting. I don't know about the Creeds. That's
Brutus Creed taking on Tom Lawler.
Who is?
Brutus Creed. He's taking on Tom Lawler.
Brutus is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, hopefully he doesn't hurt him. That'll be interesting. I mean, it gives him some experience. It's going to give him some different kind of experience, but I mean, Charlie Dempsey will fit right in.
Yeah, and Shayna Baszler also does too. So
yeah, but Brutus Creed.
We'll see. Maybe they're going to test him out, see what he can do.
I don't know. Julius Creed would have been a better pick, I think.
Yeah, but okay.
All right, man. Well, I think that's going to do it for this WWE episode here. If you like it, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to, subscribe to it, because then you can find out when we're putting up more of these WWE videos, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when we upload another WWE video.
All right, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.